Hey guys, thank you so much for downloading and listening to this episode of On the Beat. Have you rated or reviewed us yet? If not, why? The best way for us to grow is by sharing us with your friends and rating and reviewing us wherever you get your podcasts. Spotify has a new rating feature right on our podcast front page. It is super easy, and the more 5-star ratings and reviews we get, the better it is for us to grow. If you screenshot and DM us your review, we'll share the most flattering ones on an upcoming episode. Thank you so much for listening, and your support is marvelous and appreciated. Well, hello there. Welcome to On the Beat, the podcast that uncovers full frontal male nudity in cinema. My name is Laura, and I am joined by my usual co-host, Ryan.
Usual co-host, Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the other
That's
one.
all you are to
Yeah.
me.
I feel like every time we start a podcast episode, it's always kind of like, well, there he is.
He's here again.
He's always here. He's part of the foundation.
But even better. Just kidding.
Great. You can all fuck off.
We have a special guest today, and his name is Josh Martin, who is founder of Orlando Pop-Up Movie Services, and he does sometimes good, sometimes bad movies around town, and
Wow.
also, well, we went and saw Batman and Robin the other day that you did.
And so that was the best.
That was
that was
good
a
one.
really good one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also the creator of Uncomfortable Brunch.
Yeah,
Just-
all of those things are true.
Those are true. Those are
Those
true.
are factual statements about me as a person.
Tell us about Uncomfortable Brunch. I don't know if I'm sure everybody knows about it.
Everybody.
Everybody.
You don't begin to understand how popular I am.
I know. You're so famous. I couldn't believe we could get the time
Right,
with you
yeah.
today.
By the way, I got to be out of here in like 30 minutes.
All right, we gotta go fast. Chop, chop.
Yeah, my schedule is booked. I don't even know. Yeah, so, well, thank you for having me on here, first of all.
Thanks for coming. Yeah.
Yeah, Uncomfortable Brunch was born out of the idea of something very stupid, as all my good ideas, or at least ones that catch on, seem to be. I worked for an art house theater for a long time, and I appreciate art house cinema, and I think that it's important and all of that pretentious bullshit.
Yeah.
But I also think that it's kind of ridiculous, the air of pretension that surrounds them. So I thought that it would be funny to, in my living room, have once a month showing quote-unquote artistically or academically important art films that because of the content or subject matter you don't want to watch with other people.
Right?
Like Dancer in the Dark or Irreversible or Sallow. Things like this, but then couple it with the most pleasant thing that you can think of being brunch. So
Absolutely.
we did that in my living room as a joke for my movie nerd friends, thinking, oh, this will last 3 months before it fizzles out because my friends don't commit to anything. But the contrary was true. It kind of got a bit too big for the living room, and so went to a local bar, Will's Pub.
Yep.
For quite a few years I was there. They were great there. They were open to letting us use the space for next to nothing, and I bought some catering equipment and a screen and a projector and served food, I'm sure violating every health code, every health code you can think of.
I ate some of that food.
Yeah, you shouldn't have.
Oh,
I mean,
God.
I did too, but there's no way that eggs cooked in my kitchen then transported to Will's Pub
Oh my God.
to be served by volunteers we made them wear latex gloves though, because we were conscientious.
Professional.
Yeah. But then, interestingly, the art house theater that I worked for, that didn't want the idea when I first came up with it, after years of hard work, they decided that they did. They actually approached me, and so now it lives at Enzian in Maitland, Florida, which for those of you that are not in Orlando, is just north of Orlando. And so now we show these movies at a proper cinema, and it's very strange to me that what was originally like 6 people in my living room is now like selling out a 200-seat theater when we do it.
It's a genius idea.
I mean, it's it's an idea. I'll give you that. It's a gimmick. It's definitely.
It warmed my cockles to the point where I was like, I'm
well-
glad this thing exists in the place that I've now moved to. So I was like, oh,
Okay.
okay,
Yeah.
that's nice.
Yeah, that's true. I
a nice
missed.
thing.
I definitely missed the living room. I hadn't met you yet.
That probably is true, and if we might have peripherally known each other a
Yeah.
little bit, but we certainly weren't like friends.
No.
Yeah,
Not like we are now.
not like we are now. That's right.
Well,
Well, this friendship is why we needed you to come here today, because when we knew, I haven't even introduced the film yet, but when we knew that this film was being made and when we knew this film was coming out, I think that I thought of you immediately because you're the person that I would typically go see like really ridiculous movies with.
Yeah, this is actually a little different for what our usual was back in the
That's
day.
true.
It was as I recall, Rampage was one of them.
Rampage was one.
Hurricane Heist, I remember that. Pretty good.
Skyscraper.
Yeah. So if it had
Art.
Dwayne
Wow.
The Rock Johnson,
it's a different kind of art. It's all art, technically.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've not seen Skyscraper,
No, I own it.
I'm saying to the audience,
Oh, I
you've not
see.
seen
Hey guys, have you
Skyscraper.
seen Skyscraper? Just
Yeah.
buy it.
It's really good.
It's so good.
Well, that's something that I that was always the in joke with Uncomfortable Brunch, and really everything I do is that I do think that this stuff is important, but I think that above that all, it should also be fun.
Yeah.
And I really like stupid movies a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I almost like them more than the really important stuff that I'm supposed to like, which is fine. It's all has its place, but I mean, who gets home after a hard day's work and puts on Persona? I mean, I'm not going to say I haven't, but
Yeah.
those are certainly low
Yeah.
moments in your life.
So, yeah, certainly that was a part where I was like, yeah, no, I would do that.
That's the shitty thing about
I would
me.
do that tonight.
That is sitting halfway watched on my HBO queue
Yeah,
right
it's
now.
a fucking crime.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I suck.
Fucking Bergman's turning in his grave every time it's half played on HBO Max.
I watched that
His
movie
poor
about...
misogynist soul.
Yeah.
What was that movie that came out recently? Was it Bergman Island?
Yeah.
I watched that, but I can't watch his movies.
Okay. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I haven't got a
That was
clue
my
what that
top 10 last year. See, I like the artsy shit.
There you go.
is. Yeah. Yeah. Just
I-
to put it out there on Front Street, because what we're covering today is a different kind of art.
Okay, and excellent segue, Ryan.
Wow.
So we're not covering just one movie today. We're going to cover 4. We're going to cover mostly 4, but we're going to be talking about the... Oh, I don't even know how to
The
describe
Jackass
them.
quadrilogy.
You just stole it. You stole it right out of my mouth. Jackass the movie from
Yeah.
2002, Jackass number 2 from 2006, Jackass 3D 2010, and Jackass Forever that just came out 2022.
Yep.
Pure comic gold. And I don't know if I want to talk about the stars yet. Do you want to talk about our director, Jeff Tremaine?
Yeah, I guess like we can not.
Or are you going to talk about Spike Jonze?
Well, I'll bring him up a little bit
Because he directed the
Because
full
we give
intro to
we
this
give
movie.
we give like
to
Jeff
Forever.
Tremaine's like the director, but he doesn't get all the credit for everything, or at least he shouldn't anyway. Because this is very much a group effort, you know. So
in the directorial sense?
well, no, I say like everybody involved is, you know. I don't think it's just him helming the. He's the one getting them to do all the stupid shit. The only reason he's technically there, he's a fantastic instigator. So you know, we all have that one friend that's like, here's some money. You know.
Yikes.
So
I think that you have different friends than I do.
I feel like I was that friend.
were you?
Yeah,
Well,
it's kind of shitty.
it makes sense now. Anyway, Jeff Tremaine. So he's a TV film producer and director. Just a slight kind of brief overview of his history. He was a BMX pro. He then moved on to
know
being the art director of Go Magazine, which was a BMX magazine. And from there, he goes on to be the art director and primary editor of Big Brother magazine, which, if no one's aware, is probably one of the best skateboard magazines that's ever existed. And they also came out with some skate videos as well.
Because
But
they
keeping
had
it, yeah,
boobies in them.
it had boobies. But it was known for its
And wieners.
its racy nature. It's kind of alternative nature. But for anybody interested in looking into that a little bit deeper, highly recommend the documentary Dumb, which is basically the Big Brother story. And I guess Big Brother magazine is effectively the starting point to where we get to with the first Jackass movie, effectively.
Yeah, I have a lot of notes on how this tangled web of friendship comes together.
Yeah, because one thing we will say is that Jackass is very much seeded in skate culture at the time.
Yeah, dude.
Wow, okay. But yeah, no, he with Spike Jonze, he knew Spike Jonze when they were just kids. And Spike Jonze started off as a photographer taking photos for skate magazines. And then he obviously moved into making skate videos. He founded Girl Skateboards around about that time as well.
Oh.
And then obviously he moved into doing music videos and things. And then he had his own agent, and they ended up taking what effectively became the Jackass TV show to MTV. But anyway.
We were just talking about Spike Jonze yesterday, and I was looking him up on Letterboxd, and I was like, man, he hasn't made anything bad.
Yeah, not really.
No.
So rare.
Yeah, what a unique guy. I mean, I kind of love that this person who sort of shepherded Jackass into existence as we know it is also an Oscar nominee and has made, I mean, he's made Charlie Kaufman films not feel pretentious.
Yes.
Did he do Adaptation?
Yeah, he directed Adaptation.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
He gave us 2 cages.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
and I'm sorry,
God.
I don't mean to shit on Charlie Kaufman, but I kind of shit on Charlie Kaufman a little
Well,
bit.
it's because we brought up Spike Jonze, and he's a very likable. Fuck him. Like, he's so talented. Like, that's the
I was like,
problem.
what?
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm like, he's such a talented
I
fucker.
want to be friends with him, and I think he'd be a really nice friend.
It's my understanding that Giovanni Ribisi's character in Lost in Translation is him.
Oh, okay.
Which, of course, they had just gotten divorced.
Yes.
But I feel like that might be accurate. That there's probably an aloofness to him in his day-to-day that might drive me crazy. But I
Okay.
do think that he is charming in his own way.
Like,
Yes.
he'll forget to text you back, but then when he
Yeah.
does, he has a really funny joke or something.
Yeah,
He's really
exactly.
thoughtful.
Yeah.
Because at no point are you ever going to break up with him as a friend.
Correct.
No.
Because he's too important. He'll piss you off,
Yeah.
but at the same time, you'll be like,
Maybe
it's all right, I'm not mad at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't stay mad at you.
Yeah. What are you up to?
I still want those coattails.
Yes.
You know, I might get to meet a Beastie Boy. That'd be cool.
Yeah, at least the ones that are still alive.
Yeah,
obviously.
I mean, 1 of 2 anyway.
Yeah, they're dropping like flies. Yeah.
Gosh. Is that your wrap up on Tremaine?
I got halfway down the page.
My apologies.
Yeah, but
Go forth.
They go to MTV. They make Jackass, and obviously we'll go more into like the cast and things.
I'm gonna get there.
The ever expanding cast, but it's made their own production company is Dick House. And I thought Dick House folded and became Guerrilla Flicks, which was then, I think that's 2014. Guerrilla Flicks came into being.
Is that like Guerrilla or Gorilla?
I'm assuming
Huge difference.
I'm
Yeah.
assuming
Huge difference.
it is definitely the ape.
It
is not the military.
Grr.
Yeah, not the grr. The it's the who as opposed to the grr. Yeah.
They sound the same.
I don't know. I don't want to make monkey sound effects on this podcast. I've lowered my standards enough over the course of 20-something
I think
episodes.
he's an ape, though.
Yeah, no, I don't have anything else to say there, apart from the fact that Johnny Knoxville is obviously the ringleader of the whole thing.
He sure is. So, I've got a lot of
All
notes.
American hero.
Oh my gosh. So apparently Johnny Knoxville knew Spike Jonze as well. I don't know how they met each other.
Oh.
But Johnny Knoxville was a writer, and I think he got involved with Big Brother because he was trying to make money. And he wasn't, like,
Of course.
breaking out in Hollywood because he moved there from Knoxville, Tennessee, right? So then he had an idea to, like, and I think we've all seen these videos of testing out self-defense equipment. So, like, the tasers, the stun gun, and then testing out a bulletproof vest.
Yes.
And so he had shopped it around to like different magazines, and everyone's like, absolutely not. Like, no fucking way. And then he shopped it to Big Brother, and they said, that sounds awesome.
Yep.
And so he went out and filmed it, and those videos are everywhere. Those videos are on YouTube. I think they've been in Jackass.
Yeah,
as
certainly
well, the show.
Yeah, certainly those self-defense, at least the slightly tamer ones.
Yeah, not where he
Right.
shoots
Yeah.
himself in the chest.
Yeah, when he shoots himself, that's a harder thing to stomach.
You've seen that video, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
fucked up.
Yeah, it's incredibly
Yeah.
hard
So
thing to stomach.
scary.
But I think, yeah, a lot of that those early stunts with some of the early guys, even including the CKY videos that included Bam and Brandon, they're also in the first kind of few episodes of Jackass, if I remember.
Yeah, so then Bam Margera and Ryan Dunn were... It's kind of weird because the guys from Big Brother met Bam when he was like 13. And we saw that was in the Dumb documentary that's on Hulu.
Yep.
And they're like in one of the videos, Phil is there, Bam is there, and he's skating. He's like 13 years old.
Yeah,
and he's in the magazine.
There's a fantastic photo. They're taking photos of obviously Bam doing it, and you can see Phil just in the background because obviously Phil drove him there.
Right.
Because he's a kid.
Yeah.
Aye. And
he's a little boy.
Yeah, he's just standing in the background.
Yeah, that's so crazy. But then he ended up, because Big Brother was such a big influence on them, that's how Bam and like Ryan Dunn and Brandon and Rab and all those guys like made the CKY videos in 1999. So it's like way after they were doing all the Big Brother videos, I think.
Yeah.
I don't have the dates on those.
Yeah.
But from that, I think is how they ended up getting involved with like Tremaine and stuff.
Yeah.
Like they kind of incorporated the CKY aspects into Jackass, like the pranks and stuff.
Yeah, there's a really big incestual connection that's...
Well, I think the CKY guys were like the furthest out because everyone else had worked at Big Brother. Like Pontius worked at Big Brother. Who else? Wee Man, Jason Acuna worked there. Aaron McGeehee also.
The McGeehee.
And then the only one that I think like auditioned was Preston Lacey auditioned for like the Jackass show.
Okay.
Okay.
I think he met Knoxville at an audition. So these guys like came together. Most of them from Big Brother, most of them from the West Coast, and then you have the CKY crew from the East Coast.
All the video makers and stuff for Big Brother, they were all shooting Jackass effectively.
There's so many people.
Yeah.
There's so many people.
Or at least up until the point where Big Brother folds eventually.
Let me tell you the taglines of these movies, and then I'm going to ask you guys some
You're
questions.
doing every single one?
Yeah.
All four
Oh,
of them.
God. No, there's 4.
Wow.
There's going to be upwards
There's
of
like
35 words she's about to say.
Not even to say. Number 1, do not attempt this at home.
Okay.
Number 2,
Solid.
guess who just made number 2?
Wow.
Solider.
Yeah.
Exactly. Don't try this at home. They got a little lazy there.
Okay.
And number 4, some people never learn.
Oh,
Which is fine.
yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah.
I really like the addition of the little heart.
Okay, so
Sorry.
1 and 3 have the exact same tagline
It's
then,
a
right?
little different.
It's a
Don't
little
attempt
different.
and don't try.
Oh, okay, well, I mean, they're effectively
They're
the same.
Man,
Those
somebody
are-
at marketing at Paramount just fucking dropped the ball.
Yeah.
They were...
Especially you have a 3D movie. Like you could have done
Yeah.
something in...
It's coming at you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Watch out.
Yeah.
Here
There
it
you
comes.
go. Boom. Hired.
Step into my office. You're fucking hired.
It's hard sometimes. I can't think on my feet, but like I think that's a good one.
That's really good.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you guys, and I know we all probably have our own like history and relationship with like Jackass and the franchise and the boys and the show and all that stuff because it came out when we were all impressionable teenagers. So like
Yeah, we're all pretty much the same age.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, what do
Very
you
formative time in our young lives.
That's the
Yeah.
word I was looking for. Mm-hmm. Formative.
When the influences are at their strongest, they
Yeah.
shape us into who we are today.
I mean, have you guys ever like gotten into a shopping cart and had your friend push you into something?
I don't know, Josh, have you?
Yes, actually. Believe it or not. It was when the first
do
one
believe
came
it.
out. It was in the parking lot of the movie theater I worked for that we were showing Jackass.
Hell yeah.
And it was at probably 3 a.m. and it went into my car.
Oh my God.
Which was
Okay.
fine. I mean, it was a piece of shit. It didn't
Oh,
matter.
no.
It was kind of fun. I spilled out of it. That wasn't great, but
Yeah.
I was never one to be super into that. I didn't like hurting myself. I had other friends that were much better at it than me.
Yeah. We did a bunch of fucked up shit. Like we used to make ramps and stuff on our cycling path just outside of our house. And I remember a few times, I never fell badly, but I remember once one of the kids who went off it, he went and flipped over, went like completely 180, and landed straight on his fucking head and shoulders.
Oof.
But this is wood. This is wood that, like, I don't know how you can figure this out now, but this is just wood that we found and then we stashed somewhere else and then we would bring out. And then, obviously, bikers and stuff were still trying to use the pathway, so they'd have to, like, get around the fucking big ramp that we had, which, for all intents and purposes, is bigger than this fucking table. Like, it was huge.
Yeah.
And you'd hit the ramp at about fucking 20 miles an hour, do whatever, and then, and then move on. Yeah.
Wow, okay, we have to talk about... So that was that us? I used to dress like Johnny Knoxville in high school. That's another thing.
Yeah.
I think, straight up did. I'm going to put a picture on Instagram. I have to find my high school
Well, here's
photos.
the thing. Like, I feel like Jackass just in general was a very big stylistic influence, just in general.
It was huge.
Yeah, like the way we dress, well, at least the way I felt I dressed and the way that I made films and the way I did, like, I used to wear suit trousers with, like, Converse and stuff like that. Yeah.
And that's it?
I wish I still would. I don't have any fucking suit trousers. And also I put some fucking weight on, so also it's just kind of like...
I feel like you're missing one thing that you said that you wore with your...
I had a plaid jacket that I wore with a high collar.
Okay.
Yeah. I was fucking sexy at some point in my life.
That definitly sounds like a Bam Margera outfit.
I know it doesn't.
Like,
no, it
goth
doesn't.
chic.
Yeah, I didn't fucking flounce around.
Like many rings.
Yeah, well, I might have come from Edinburgh. But I wasn't part of that goth scene that was all over Coburn Street at the time.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I was a fat skater.
Oh, like PHAT? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Or the other, fat. Either way. Yeah.
So I wanted to just maybe, if we could chat about our favorite, like, parts. I don't know if we want to break them up in between, like, Jackass movies, but I know that my favorite part of the Jackass, the movie, is the golf course air horns.
Yeah.
It is, like, my absolute favorite thing, and it makes me cry every single time. Like, I laugh so hard.
Yeah. No, I mean, I would say Jackass, at least the first movie, is my favorite of the bunch.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to get into this now, huh?
Yeah, I guess so.
I have this written down
I feel like we're going to be covering them all in their entirety, and I feel like we're going to have more to say on some films than others. And I feel like, at least for me personally, it's on the basis of the quality and what they're doing and stuff like, and how I kind of feel it's progressing. Because the first movie is, at least to me, it's just a continuation from the TV show, which I think the TV show ran for maybe 2 series or 3 series, maybe
3.
It's just a continuation, and I think it's just a good bookend. Yeah. For the TV show. It's not shot on film for the most part, still on video. They're just a little bit bigger. They go to Japan. There is that bit with the pandas. The pandas, yeah. It's probably my favorite bit, but it reminds me of my mate Sean's. He made a film, first year film, when I met him in college. Mm-hmm. And I guess this is kind of like when we get into the filmmaking things, because like this is where the Jackass becomes quite a big influence for me. It's like I like the stuff that's rough around the edges.
Yeah.
You know, I think make it look nice, but give it a little bit of the rough. Everything's too clean. Everything's a bit too clean now.
Likes a bit of the rough.
Everything's too clean. Even if it's meant to look old, it still looks too fucking clean for whatever reason.
Yeah. So
I like all that sort of thing. But he made a film. Basically, it was just he got a bunch of pals, dressed them up as gorillas, and
like what kind of gorillas?
Like the apes.
Okay.
Like the apes. Thing is, I've only ever been talking about the apes. You know, not the.
Someone doesn't appreciate a Captain Ron joke that's just beaten into the ground.
Yeah.
With just such sad desperation. Please laugh at the Martin Short bit. Like, I mean, I'm here for it.
Oh my god. Yes.
Yeah, they ran around town dressed as big monkeys. Yeah, the gorillas.
Uh-huh.
And it was set to 8 Man by the Kinks.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. So yeah, it was very on the...
That's how you know something's actually hilarious.
It was on the nose.
Very matter of fact. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's a Seinfeld joke too.
Is it?
Like she never laughs, but she only says, "Oh, that's funny."
Yeah,
He's like, she never actually laughs.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's being serious.
Yeah, congratulations for keeping another constant in all these episodes.
If I don't get one Seinfeld and one Harry Potter reference, I don't even love Harry Potter.
Fucking episode.
But I'm going to put it in
every
here.
episode.
There it is, Harry Potter.
Aye.
It's
Harry Potter.
Fuck Harry Potter. Fucking bullshit.
Harry Potter's fine.
Oh, it's so
Leave him
novel. Yeah.
So you like it? You like the rough?
I like it rougher than it is right now.
Okay.
It's like, let's shoot it in 20K. It's like, oh, fuck. Why?
It did, I don't know, it did look a little bit too, and I thought, let's say, the opening of Jackass Forever, right? And it's very, it's, they always are trying to up the ante.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I should be talking about this yet, but I fucking loved the opening of Jackass Forever.
Well, yeah, each of the films has opening and closers, effectively. Like,
Yeah.
like relatively scripted bits with, like, pranky stunts kind of thread into it.
Yeah. Well, this was the most storyline we've had in any Jackass
Yeah.
film, was the opening of
I
Jackass
mean,
Forever.
for Jackass the movie, I mean, I think that was probably shot on 35.
Yeah.
Their opening scene, and all that was a giant shopping cart and then shit blowing up.
Yeah.
There was
So
no
good.
narrative to it at all. Where
No.
this one had it was a little short film.
Yeah.
It was a story.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it.
But I guess, like, with having to up the ante every time, I don't know if it loses a little bit of its character. Just a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's about losing character necessarily. I think it's just
Because the thing is, the heart and soul's still there. It's just a shame is, like, it's so long in the tooth by Forever.
Yeah.
And there's so many people missing. But then what you're kind of left with is, like, the skeletal remains of, like, who's effectively still standing. You know
See,
what I mean?
don't know. I felt like this actually brought back some of the soul that it lost by the third one.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that.
Taking a little bit of time off, and I mean, the third one was essentially made because Steve-O needed a way to make a little bit extra money because he was cleaning up and he was having a really hard time. And Knoxville said to him, "Listen, let's do it. Let's get the gang back together, make another movie, get you back on your feet. Don't fuck up this time."
Yeah.
And it worked, So good for him. It's certainly worth it. And it's still it's a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good fun. It just feels it feels a little bit more, it's lacking that bit of direction that the first one and the second one
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah,
has.
because I think the second one is my personal favorite.
Yeah. Yeah, second one's pretty good.
oh yeah. I mean, they're all
Yeah, they all have their charm.
great.
I think it found its footing in the second one for being a movie.
Yes. Yes.
That was
Yeah,
the
that's
thing. I
true.
think they kind of figured out, because if it had just been the first movie and ended with that, bookending the series, like you said, makes total sense. But if you're gonna move forward, I think they figured out a way to up the ante a little bit without it seeming contrived.
Yeah.
And giving the audience something kind of special with, like, celebrity appearances that are pretty insane.
Yes.
Which we'll get into the John Waters thing later, which I will talk about ad nauseum because I love him with all my soul. He's my favorite.
Which one was he in? Was it the second one?
He was in the second one, yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
one with the
The magic trick.
Yes.
Oh,
with
yeah,
the
that
big
was-
ladies on the bed.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
hops on Wee Man to make him disappear.
Not talk about penises yet, but we
Okay.
can talk about.
That's fine. I think we'll have a dedicated section for
Yeah.
each of the dick appearances in each of the 4
It's gonna
films.
take- how long do you have?
Yeah,
I mean,
jeez.
Josh only had 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, he's already been here for almost an hour.
Yeah,
So
I lied. I don't have anywhere to go. I don't have any friends besides y'all.
Oh.
So,
well, that's sad. That'll ring true with the audience, I'm sure.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, I really do connect with the crowd that listens to a penis podcast, huh? For better or worse.
Damn right.
No, I mean, okay, if you want to talk about the John Waters connection, I mean, because I've heard both John Waters and Knoxville talk a lot about their friendship and the connection between them. Johnny Knoxville was in A Dirty Shame, which was the last movie that John Waters directed.
I saw that
back
in the theater.
in 2003. Me too.
Yep.
I remember seeing that in Tampa. There was a Regal cinema that was trying to be kind of an art house theater, sort of. And
Okay.
so they actually were the only one in the area that I knew of that showed NC-17 films. So they showed the uncut version of A Dirty Shame, and as well that same summer they also showed Spun, which if you've never seen,
Oh, I used to own that.
Okay, the Jason Schwartzman. It's like if
Brittany Murphy.
Requiem for a Dream were a comedy.
It's kind of like it's Jonas
the meth-
Ackerland's
Yeah.
like debut movie.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up.
That was the meth one, right?
Yeah, it was the meth movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brittany Murphy's in it as well.
Yeah.
Whole bunch of folks
John
in the movie.
Leguizamo, Mickey
Yeah.
Rourke. Yeah, but
Johnny
that
Legs.
was a summer that I learned how square a lot of my friends were, which was strange because I was actually the more conservative. If you would have known me 20 years ago, you wouldn't believe it. I was a Sunday school teacher, which is absolutely true.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there was a lot about me that was very, very different.
If I knew that, I forgot.
But I feel like that's something you wouldn't forget.
I forget a lot of things.
Yeah.
Well, remember, this is a podcast of revelations. So usually,
Well,
so if you're going to reveal anything about yourself personally, then this
I
is the place
I was
to
a
do
pretty
it.
personally a very conservative person in a lot of ways. Not politically. I don't mean that way. I mean just kind of, I don't know, closed off a little bit. And I don't know. But movies were never the case for me like that. I was always into the fucked up stuff. I found it fascinating. And it wasn't like in a dirty way, like trying to watch fucking Skinamax or whatever. It was like, I read about Blue Velvet in some fucking book when I was 12 years old, and that means I need to see it because I'm supposed to see it. And, if you're a real film person, you gotta, don't let your 12-year-old watch Blue Velvet. That's fucking insane. Let them watch Skinamax. That's much better for their sexual development than Blue Velvet.
Funny, though.
Yeah.
It is, but I remember telling
Should
my
it be,
father.
Well, look, it's all fun and games until Dennis Hopper enters your dreams.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, in my 20s, I told my father that I snuck recording Blue Velvet off of HBO in the middle of the night so I could watch it, and he shook his head. He's like, "Wow, I mean, that seems a little much." Like, and he's not. He was one that you can watch anything as long as you watch it with an adult to kind of get some, advice or context about things you don't understand.
Aw.
But he was like, "Yeah, that's a bit far. I probably would have put my foot down on that one."
Did he watch it with you?
No, he didn't. I snuck it. I knew I wasn't going to be able to watch it with an adult, so I snuck it.
Yeah.
And I told him in my 20s that I was like, so when I was 12, I did this. He's like, wow, fuck. That's a bit crazy. But, okay, any case, that's just context for that. That summer, though, I was, my friends were like, wow, Josh isn't allowed to pick what movies we go see on the weekends at all anymore. But in any case, John Waters just has a real affinity for Johnny Knoxville and the whole Jackass crew. And he's even said you can draw a very, very distinct line from Pink Flamingos to Jackass. It's and I think that the reason why is that it's anarchy. And in a weird way, it is the most wholesome filth. Like, if you think about both examples of Pink Flamingos or Female Trouble or Desperate Living, those early movies, or Mondo Trasho and all that, and then what Jackass is doing, there's nothing really mean-spirited about it. Not really.
No.
It's all too absurd to be hurtful. And especially with Jackass, you look at that, there's not really any misogyny in it, which seems like it would be perfect for that to be, it would be, unfortunately, that could develop really easily in that crowd. Mm-hmm. Who knows what it's like, actually being on set, but I mean, what's on the screen?
I'd be scared.
There was no misogyny. They had, a little person part of the crew, and he was never the punchline, really.
No.
His dwarfism wasn't the punchline. It might have been a element of the bit,
Yes.
but in the same way that a fat guy is, or whatever, it was all in good fun, and he was just one of the crew. And I think that there's something kind of fun about that, and really kind of sweet about something so inherently gross, and that just and Waters has talked a lot about. He's like, yep, I asked Knoxville about this, and he is as straight as they come. He is a straight man, which I think is fucking hilarious, because they are all touching each other's dicks and shoving things up each other's asses, and you got like dads taking their 12-year-old and they're laughing their asses off, and he's like, there's something really sweet about that it breaks those boundaries of like gender norms and what is heteronormative, and it's all kind of gay.
Yes.
But it's I think that was what John Waters was trying to do in his heyday, maybe not so much in the 80s and 90s, which I still, I could go on for hours about John Waters and the different eras of his work and why they're all relevant and important. But I think that those early films, when it was just, because that was just a bunch of friends that knew each other from teenage years that were taking drugs and getting drunk and making fucked up stuff because they thought it was funny and it pissed off the establishment.
Yep.
And that's really all Jackass ever really did. And that's nice. I think that's a good thing.
Yes. That is nice.
There's never any sense of it feeling like it's cruel or it's objectifying or subjecting people to cruel things. The one thing I will say in that Jackass has always maintained this is that kind of that nature of what they're doing is that copycats that have come forth since then, you have kind of felt like, oh, they're really kind of pushing it to the point of being a little bit exploitative.
Yeah.
Just a tiny bit. And I would put probably the one show that I feel like was the British equivalent of Jackass was Dirty Sanchez doing horrible, painful, disgusting things to each other.
Yeah, see, that's just cynical to me, which I think that's something that's kind of great about Jackass, is that there's no cynicism at all.
Yeah.
There's actually a kind of a love for life, and something that Steve-O says in the new one that just I find it struck me when this is my second time seeing it today.
Yeah.
It struck me the first time, and I really liked it this time around, where they were about to do the segment where Knoxville is doing the magic trick and gets fucking plowed into by the bull.
Yeah.
Where Steve was like, I never wanted to fucking do this. He's like, I don't care. When I was suicidal and life had the least amount of value, I still didn't want to do this. And I know that the point is him saying, I don't want to do this stunt, but that was really like a really honest thing to say, where life had the least amount of value.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's really sweet and open and honest. Like that, I don't know. I really found that nice that he was able to articulate that, because it clearly wasn't true anymore.
Yeah.
Which I think that's something that's kind of nice about the Jackass movies too, is that watching them over the last 20 years, these are 50-year-olds that while some are gone, the ones that are still around are still at their core the same guys. They're just in a way more mature, wiser, not more mature.
Yeah.
Yeah. They do
kind.
slightly more reluctant to do certain things now.
Certainly,
if we're going to say about anything in terms of the content, I mean, there's certainly recurring ideas like the bull, like they've really got their legs out of the bulls in their series of movies, and obviously they get worse every time, and you do wonder like, how does it get worse?
Oh,
how
it makes
can it
me
get worse?
So worried. It's like that one where Johnny Knoxville gets punched by Butterbean. I don't remember.
Oh my god, yeah.
And he was like on the ground and he's doing like a little snore, and I was never sure if he's like, oh, is he actually knocked out, or is he just like, oh, I'm doing a fake snore because I got, fake knocked out. Mm-hmm. But then he did the same thing in Jackass Forever, where he got knocked over by that bull and he's doing like a little snore. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Is he okay? And no, he wasn't.
Yeah, no. Bulls, bulls are easily probably one of the most terrifying things in any of their iterations that they've created.
I don't know what...
The inclusion of the bull is like the most wincy parts for me.
Oh, it's horrifying.
Yeah.
I don't know which of these like stunts they did first in Jackass Forever, but I know that I believe it was Steve-O and Johnny Knoxville both had to go to the hospital after the first day of filming for this movie.
Okay.
So
he did the bull the first day then?
I think that they all got messed up a lot of times.
I mean,
I think it happened a few times.
Well, let's be fair. If you're going to do that, just get it over and done with soon.
I saw them call for medics so many times in Jackass Forever. And I don't know if it was just edited out in all the other ones, or if they just had a lot of troubles.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're also bringing in a new blood into this movie as well. So
I have a hard time with that.
Yeah, for a minute there, I thought I was watching Woke-ass.
Oh my god. I want to get into these penises.
Yeah, we've got a lot to cover.
We've been here for a while, and we got a lot of dicks to talk about. Mm-hmm. And it's a lot of the same dicks, but there are 4 movies full of penises.
Yeah.
And so we've got Jackass the movie. And it's interesting because, Josh, you were telling us that you watched the maybe not accidentally, but maybe in a fortunate way, you watched the rated version, probably the theatrical.
Yeah, I don't think I realized it until we started comparing notes.
Yeah, because we watched, we had bought this big set that you also have, and we watched the unrated.
Yes.
But you can pick them on the...
Well, this was the first time I'd
menu.
seen the unrated version of Jackass anyway. It was available in the UK as a separate disc. But then why the fuck were you going to buy the second thing? I mean, all they do with the unrated version of Jackass is certain disgusting moments are a little bit longer. So they could be a little bit more disgusting.
Maybe should have watched
it's like the yellow snow cone moment where they just show Aaron puking a little bit more, and then he eats some of his puke. Yeah, that's basically as
I don't
far
remember
as it goes.
that happening. I did not remember that happening until we watched it the other day.
Yeah.
That is foul.
Yeah, it does some really fucking horrible shit. But then I guess like this is where obviously they don't pixelate or blur out any of the dicks that we see in this one.
Yeah, see, in my version, they didn't blur anything out, but they did cut around it.
Okay.
And I know that we're talking about dicks, but just I'll say it again, draw that line back to Pink Flamingos. Their actual eating of dog shit in that movie in 1972, and in 2002 they have them eating their own fucking urine snow cones. You know, I can see a comparison that I think is legitimate.
Doesn't one of them eat cow shit?
Yeah, Dave England, and he's like, it's so dry.
Oh yeah,
yeah, like it was 3-6. Juicy J paid him $200.
Yeah,
I think I'd be okay.
I don't need $200 that bad.
No.
I don't know. I haven't got a job just now, so I mean, we would.
I got $200.
And guess what, Ryan? I have cow shit
Where?
right here.
Oh, okay.
There.
No. We did not coordinate this at all.
No.
Either. Weird.
No. I wish I could have worked on my response for the invisible thing you're holding in your hand. Yeah, we need to talk about these dicks.
So what I mostly have for Jackass the movie, I've got mostly balls, but there are 2 points where, so during that whale shark shrimp shorts, I don't know if that's what it's actually called, but when they go and fill their shorts, those netted shorts up with shrimps, and then they go swimming with whale sharks, you can see some...
Both of them, but mostly Steve-O.
Mostly Steve-O.
Yeah.
And we were listening to the commentary, I think, for the first one, and...
For the first and second, we watched them with the commentary, because we've seen them so many times. There's not a commentary on the third one.
Yeah. And I think they were saying how Pontius was... The only thing he was worried about, he wasn't worried about sharks, he wasn't worried about the ocean, he was just worried that his dick would look small on camera. And he comes out of the water. He goes, "Oh, it's so small right now, guys.
Yeah,
it's so small."
Yeah, some unbelievable shrinkage with it being so fucking cold out there. They said so.
Yeah. It's okay. It happens. Seinfeld joke.
Yeah, it does happen.
Yeah, I mean there was the TENS unit that they were zapping each other with.
Oh, that was in the beginning of the movie,
That was in the beginning of the movie, and you can see some scrotum there.
Yep.
Yeah.
The gooch. They call it
the gooch. Yeah, the
This
gooch.
goes on the gooch.
The gooch. Oof.
Yeah, that's
like you talk about that moment where they're like electrocuting their taints and stuff, and this seems to be like the pervading theme is just it's a group of guys like intently staring at another man's like nuts and stuff.
Yeah.
And
in the fourth one, was it? Oh God, who was grabbing those balls? Was it Aaron? Was grabbing Preston's balls
and pulling into that little hole.
Yeah.
So they could be a punching bag.
Yeah.
For that muscle massager or whatever that was.
So funny.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, when in the fourth one where when Pontius can't get that fucking pancaking of his dick on those 2 pieces of plexiglass to turn it into like a rubber ball elastic toy.
Yes.
Knoxville's like down there, like on his knees, like looking at those wing nuts, seeing what's fucking wrong.
Yeah.
And
friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's something it is like both the gayest thing in the world and also the most heterosexual. It's kind of great. It's there are no gender lines or orientation lines with those guys. And
it's not gay if it's among friends. It's
only
fine.
Friendship.
Yeah.
It's
Best
fine.
of friends.
It's only gay if you make eye contact.
Yes, of course. It's like don't.
I'm sure that they do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but
eyes up.
In our unrated version of the first movie, you could see Aaron. I think you could see Aaron's dick when he's peeing in that snow cone.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's blurred out in the original.
Ew.
So.
I'm not saying ew to his penis. I'm just saying, like...
Ew to eating urine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he would agree, I think. His vomit suggested such.
He was not hydrated. One.
Yeah.
And it's more than I thought, because I don't remember there being penises in it, and I think it's just because of the theatrical version.
The only other scene that comes close is where Pontius has his dick in a latex glove with a bottle rocket tied to it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're shooting a bottle rocket out of Steve-O's ass while it's tied to
Yes.
his dick. I mean, you don't really see it, but I mean, you might as well.
Yeah.
It's pretty clearly defined.
It's obvious what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, I feel like a lot of that censorship comes from the fact that this is just an extension of the TV show.
Right.
And there's no feeling like this is going to go any further than this first movie.
Also, the further you get in time, at least right now, the more accepting we are becoming of, like, full frontal male nudity.
Yeah.
And it's becoming more of a thing, thank goodness, for us.
Yeah, I mean, now it's
you know?
just a pretty standard thing on HBO.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I'm surprised when I don't see cock on,
Yeah.
Curb Your
Yeah.
Enthusiasm or something. I don't know.
We haven't had any on that yet. But
Larry David jumps out of the shower and he's not wearing a fucking towel.
It'll be great.
Yeah.
No.
It's
coming.
Whoa,
Oh,
there
God.
it is. Chills.
But because it's becoming more...
It's
more...
like his dick looks like his head.
Jesus Christ. Well, the more mainstream we get, the more penis we're going to get. So, back in 2002,
Yeah.
it's
Which-
not a lot.
It doesn't feel like 20 years ago either. Like it's been a long time. 20 years is a long time between the first and last movie. That just the cultural shifts, just like you're saying, are wildly different.
Absolutely. For Jackass number 2, I've got a lot more, and it's only because I started writing down when there's also like phallic imagery, which is dildos.
Yeah, there's a lot of dildos.
So many, and
there's a big prevalence of dildos in this one, and certainly in 3.
3 has a lot.
Yeah, a lot
3
of
has
dildos.
the best dildos.
Well, because the Jackass 2, really the opener, outside of the choreographed 35mm opening, the first bit is, again, Chris's dick dressed up.
Yeah.
It's like how it was in the latex glove, but it's padding, or gauze this time, dressed as a mouse so that a snake
can bite it.
Can bite it.
Yeah.
And he's dressed as a mouse, so that's, obviously. But a difference between us, which we discussed earlier before starting recording, was the wee man walking through the meeting.
Yeah.
In the rated version, that is blurred, and not even blurred out, it's a black box over it.
That's insane. That's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember him being naked. So I don't know when or what version I watched, but I always had remembered him being naked.
Remembered it too, and I just thought maybe I misremembered it because
Oh, yeah, of course.
I don't know, fill in the blank sort of thing.
I didn't remember, but certainly he is completely stark bullet naked.
Yeah.
In that bit. I'm assuming
that's
censoring it, even like just thinking about it now, it seems kind of counterproductive because that's very much the crux of that little skit there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's weird to censor it at any time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's the golden dildo. They have that fucking golden dildo on the wire and it explodes on Bam's ass.
Yeah, the strong man.
Yeah.
Yeah, the strong man.
The strong man thing.
Oh, that was funny.
I mean, you see Dunn's balls on the ice horse.
They get stuck to the ice horse.
Like the tongue stuck on the pole. Sort of thing. But really, the dick that really matters, of course, is the horse cock.
Oh my god, gross.
Yeah, they drink that. Yeah, they drink
that
the horse semen. Yeah.
That's one of the few times that I've ever felt truly ill. Like I did feel like if I would have let myself go, I could have vomited when I saw that in theaters the first time. And it wasn't even him drinking it; it was their reaction to smelling it.
Yeah.
Somehow I smelled it too in that moment, and there was something just really rough about that for me.
Yeah. Well, the rest of that horse semen gets used for 2.5 because there's a running joke. They use the horse semen in Knoxville's moisturizer.
Right.
So
my
he's
God,
rubbing
I forgot about
horse cum all over his face for like months.
Months.
Yeah. And
I thought it was getting
Yeah, they don't. He doesn't notice it until they show it in the movie. Later, yeah.
That is amazing. I remember. Oh God, that's fucking hilarious. That's
I guess,
a
like,
long
yeah, this
con.
is
They
where...
don't typically do those.
No.
Usually they wait until just a millisecond after the prank to tell people, like,
Yeah.
oh, that was pig cum.
I still think that might be the funniest joke to me in the new one, is Tyler the Creator, where they say, no, we're gonna dump 5 gallons of boar cum on him, and he's like, man, that sounds like me in London. Like, what the fuck does that mean? And he's like this young guy with this weirdly deep voice, and he's this horribly offensive rapper.
Yeah.
Like, everything about it was so beautiful to me. Like, it caught me so off guard that I was like, that guy's comic timing is fucking perfect. Because it wasn't jokey either. It was like he meant it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you remember that time when I was in London? You were there. Like, it was his inflection just felt that, and it was like, that kid has got some timing. That's just great. Good for him.
What else do we have? Oh, Irving's This Mince Balls.
Yeah.
And number 2
Yeah.
with it. Oh god, they put like the dog was like licking it and stuff. Oh, so gross.
Well, in 2.5, there's other takes where the dog, because I think they must cover it in like dog food or something, or peanut butter or something, so the dog's like attracted to it. In the 2.5, I think, the dog grabs a hold of the balls and is just pulling them.
Yeah, he's pulling them,
And
right?
he's
Oh, that's
fucking
funny. Yeah, I
yanking
remember
them.
seeing that.
That's awesome. And then the other one I have was when Bam got branded.
Oh,
Dick
that's a
brand.
dick.
Yeah, the Dick
that's-
brand. Yeah, he
I
got
can
a
do
fucking horrible infection in his ass.
He did get infected.
Yeah, I actually wish that would have like played off right, because like
Yeah.
if he had a solid one good brand, that's way funnier to me than him constantly jerking and being an asshole. They should have just laid him down flat on the ground.
Yeah.
And just did it.
And did it. Yeah, that
Oh, it
would
was
have.
bad.
Yeah, like
He
had.
just runs into that filthy cow
Oh
water.
god.
Yeah.
That's why he got an infection.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But like this is where it obviously becomes more in the fact of like, we get our full frontal and stuff, but there's a lot more imagery just being flung out there, and I kind of feel like they capitalize on it the most in Jackass 3 because they have the dildo gun,
Right.
Yes.
because they're shooting the shit on the phantoms, because they're like, how do we make this 3D movie?
Right.
Well, the thing is, they do the exact same thing in Dread for the 3D, which is just make everything look fucking slow. And for whatever reason, when you put water that slow, the light refracts differently through the water, seen that differently, so everything looks like a prism. Gives it all this kind of glistening, colorful quality. Same with the fucking boar cum that we see in the in the fourth one.
Dripping into his mouth.
It glistens with a rainbow
Jesus.
sheen, like it came out of a unicorn.
There's certainly more penises.
Yes.
Yeah. I feel like that's almost due to the fact that they feel like this is it. Like, this is the last one. Because it pans up. It's basically teed up as like, no, this is it. Like, we're not going to do any more after this. Because a lot of, like, the motivations behind the films being made in the first place is because Knoxville cannot be stopped. Other than the actual monetary reasons that the cast are kind of just like, it would be nice to make another movie because these fucking make huge bank. These films.
Yeah, they're relatively cheap to make.
Really cheap to make.
This was the cheapest one since the first one.
Is that true? Wow.
I think the first one had a $5 million budget. This one only had a $10 million budget.
Okay. The
I
second
hope
one
I'm
was
not
kind
fucking
of...
this up, but I'm not going to double check. I read it somewhere.
Let's not worry about it. Basically, they're not...
Facts.
Yeah, they don't...
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Rip Taylor's not working for scale,
No. That is the one thing. Yeah, because he's
That's
not...
another thing
well, he's
we're
not with us anymore, Rip Taylor, is he?
No.
Oh, did he die?
He died. That's why he's not in the fourth one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him and Dunn.
So yeah, I kind of feel like the prevalence of the dicks and the dick imagery in 3 is purely because this is it. This is like this the swan
I
song
don't know.
of the
We're
series.
getting a little bit further in time as well. Penises are maybe becoming more acceptable as well. I mean, this is 12 years ago, so maybe not.
12 years ago. I wouldn't...
Yeah, I mean, I think that it was showing up more. I think that's fair to say.
Yeah.
Especially
and I mean,
more comedic situations and comedic
because
films.
you think about what year Sarah Marshall came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a couple years prior. That was 2008, I think.
Yep.
And really all of the Apatow stuff, which I think probably helped push that along.
Yeah.
Because we saw that in Walk Hard, which I know that was Apatow produced.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean by Apatow, is that crew. A lot of those movies had more male nudity than female generally.
Yeah.
Those comedy dicks were very, very very prevalent
Yeah.
during the
They guided the way for
those dicks
dramatic
guided the way.
dicks.
Yeah, those.
They sure did.
I mean, I
Venus
think
be
the
my
dramatic
guide.
dicks are pretty funny too, but
Dick
Yeah.
divining rods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it starts off as well. There was in Jackass 3D, in the opening sequence, there is a bucket full of dildos that explodes,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And one of them hits Knoxville in the face and knocks out one of its teeth.
That's in the end sequence.
That's in the end one?
Yeah, and they have the room that explodes. Everything explodes in the room.
Okay, I thought it was in the opening.
So no, he gets his tooth busted out with one of the the whole bucket. I mean, I think there's that prevalence of the dildo gun.
Yeah.
And then there's because there's that bit where obviously Rick Cossack gets shot in the face with one, and you see it all in slow motion. In the
yeah.
making
So good.
of, you see it in real time.
Oh,
and it looks fucking terrifying.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I would be surprised. I can't believe he didn't lose any teeth.
It's like, thum.
yeah, I mean, being hit with a
Immediately, it's like,
projectile piece
fuck.
of rubber is
Oof.
fucking not gonna feel good.
Yeah.
No.
You know?
Looks great in slow motion, but then
Yeah, it does.
afterwards you're like, no. No. No way. No fucking way.
A lot of the penises in the third one, were Bam Margera peeing
Pissing
on
on
people.
people.
Yeah, pissing
Yeah.
on
Which is
so-
awful.
Yeah,
So
I mean, there
gross.
was one where he was pissing on himself because he was pissing into the jet stream of
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
of that
The
jet.
jet
That was kinda
engine.
funny.
Jet engine.
Yeah.
Fucking gross. But yeah, I don't think peeing on people's okay when there
No.
not consent.
So-
Moving on.
So who's got like the most amount? I mean, the most amount of cock you seem to get is Chris Pontius in the third one, because there's the helicopter,
The helicopter.
the helicopter.
and there's also there's the slow mo
Did you call it the
baseball one.
helicopter?
The helicopter. That's what it's called.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, that's what it's
Okay.
called, the
That's
helicopter.
good. I
Because
like
that was part of their initial camera testings. Was they did the one with because they were like, okay, we've got the 3D camera.
Uh-huh.
Let's just
okay,
string
that makes
string
sense.
it onto the end of the deck so that like the helicopter's coming towards us at the TV screen. We're like,
So
all right,
stupid.
okay, yeah, it's dumb. It's
sold. Here's
it's
millions
like
of dollars.
3D effects. Yeah, Avatar might have been the peak for all that shit, but no, let's just
Yeah,
keep it
you know
nice
what?
and
Can
simple.
anyone name one fucking character in Avatar?
No.
But we all know who was in Jackass 3D.
Yeah,
me too.
So
very true.
Yeah, we
suck
do.
it, James
Fucking-
Cameron.
Yeah, well, we get to
Quote
go
me.
back to we get to go back to Pandora at least another 3 or 4 times. So
I don't
if
have
we
to
really
do
want
anything.
to, no, that's true. That's true.
Well, I don't know. The most amount of penis might actually be Bam, because he's
Right.
got his
Yeah.
penis out.
Because there's also Chris hitting that golf ball with his dick.
Yeah, the ping pong ball. Like, try and get it into.
So, but that one,
I don't
I don't know. If your version was like this? But I thought that it was very funny. It was intentionally very poorly censored.
yes,
Where it
yeah.
had like the black box that did not follow it.
even in the
properly.
even in the
okay.
unrated version.
Okay,
That's exactly
that's
like that.
okay
Yeah,
because that's very
Aye.
funny. I think
Yeah.
that's a good move.
Yeah,
Okay, Jackass Forever, the one we saw today, and I already mentioned it 2 minutes into the film.
yeah.
There is a cock monster,
It's the the Cockzilla.
Cockzilla.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cockzilla. So it opens with a big dick.
It does open
Yeah.
with a big dick painted like a dinosaur, and it's
Destroying a Japanese city.
Yes.
so funny.
Yeah, it's a,
Yeah.
I loved it. I loved it
it's pretty
so
good.
much. It's
I-
so funny.
I like that you can very much see the cords that they have
The
for the
wires,
puppetry of this penis
It-
penis puppet.
It's
Yeah.
shot beautifully. You know, it's so grand
Mm-hmm.
and so smooth.
Yeah.
I know you like it rough. It's a bit smooth.
Yeah, the films
Everything
are
is
smoother
smooth
as they go.
except
Yeah.
Pontius's balls.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Well, it
And-
ends with a fucking snapping turtle, baby snapping turtle, fucking snapping on his dick
Oh, that was horrifying.
like a fucking gamera. It's fucking. Oof.
I really liked when you have the whole setting and you've got, you know, this cock monster, Cockzilla, destroying the town, and they're shooting at it and whatever, and then they come out of that, like, they come out of that scene and you just see Pontius with his dick and the little strings, and his dick is just painted green, he's just giggling like
Yeah.
he does, and I'm like, oh, I love it so much. If there is a star of this film, it's Pontius.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pontius
no, big time.
is
Yeah.
pitch perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Every moment. Like, he
Yes.
made me laugh
And
so
out of all
much.
of them, he looks like he's not really aged that much. He looks almost exactly the same as he did at the end of 3.
I like Pontius. He's so funny.
Mm-hmm.
He's great. I don't know, that That scene was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
So good. It was a great opening. There's like cum sprayed everywhere. Everyone's soaking wet. They have it in their mouths.
A lot of semen in this one.
So much
Yeah, there's a
semen.
bunch of semen. Yeah.
There's more semen than vomit, which I will happily take.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Whoa. All right.
I mean,
Yeah, come on.
if I had a choice,
Yeah.
I'm taking a shot in the mouth.
It's not an invitation.
It's gonna be semen over vomit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you probably
Just
prefer the
quantity
semen.
alone.
Yeah.
Although that doesn't necessarily true in this one.
Yes. Because after that, what is there in terms of penis stuff? There's the bees.
The
There's
bees,
Steve-O's
Steve-O's
bees. Yeah.
bee jock strap, which is
They connect the
Well, he straps the queen bee to
queen
his
bee
dick.
to-
Yeah.
and then they just start
Swarming.
pouring bees onto his dick,
Yeah.
which they collect. I mean, I would say it hangs almost to his knees.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, so that when he does like small pelvic thrusts, they sort of dangle along with it. With them,
Yeah.
they move.
Yeah.
I mean,
An
they
entire
show him
colony of
pulling a stinger out of his scrotum.
Yeah.
Like close up, they show that. That's pretty rough.
It's pretty. I mean, he is screaming.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's screaming the entire time. But I mean, they do make that joke where they're just like, "Yeah, you're gonna look great after this." And you end up looking have a dick look like a snuffleupagus. Yeah.
You see when he straps on that queen bee onto his dick, and his dick is, a relaxed penis, a relaxed, normal sized
Yeah.
penis. And when those bees start coming on, it's about a quarter inch.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just
It
say
goes
like
inside his body.
Yeah,
for
just-
yeah,
certain.
and that happens to a few of the guys in this one. I mean, that's purely just. I mean, that's normal.
That's
Yeah.
It's normal for things.
dick
Yeah,
defense mechanism.
when you're in pain or it's incredibly cold.
Pontius didn't allow his body to react that way though with the paddle.
Oh my god.
No.
It the two pieces of plexiglass smushing his penis like flat, and he says it's strange that it doesn't hurt. I don't know if that is a response that any of us would have. I've never been in that position.
No.
Or if it's just that his dick has taken such a beating over the
Yeah.
years that he just doesn't feel anything down there
It's like
anymore.
your
And he's
dick's
not the
getting
only-
a mammogram, basically. That's what it
Yeah.
is. Yeah, it's
He's
just
not the
getting
only one that
squished.
does it. The other people also squish
Yeah,
their
no.
dicks in those plexiglass
Well,
things.
Poopsie and Dave England in the credits anyway. They
Right.
did it, but it's slightly bigger. One's on either end, and they're playing table tennis on it.
Yeah.
But that's it. I think that's like that's an S&M thing, like sticking
is
your
it?
dick in a vice. Like like flattening it out.
Huh.
It's also
I don't
the
think having
joke.
the rubber ball with the elastic string is an S&M thing. I mean, I don't know.
I mean,
I'm not
you know
really
what?
well versed in that world.
That'd be a welcome addition to the moment, wouldn't it? Something else to play with. But that's a joke. That was a Bob Saget joke from The Aristocrats.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
as well,
Yeah,
when he's
yeah.
telling his joke. The father puts his dick in the drawer and he slams it really hard till it's flat, and then he flicks it like a whip. Yeah. It's like knocks like one of the children's eyes, and he's like, "Well, I'm not going to waste this opportunity." Is there any more? Any more?
Yeah.
'Cause
So,
this
well,
has-
we
this-
already brought
yeah.
up Preston had his balls through that hole and
Yeah.
their punching bag for like that. I don't know what it was.
I think it was a muscle massage or like
massager?
like
either that or like it
physical
was-
therapists would use.
or
yeah.
a Zawsaw.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe it was a Zawsaw. So the two blades.
Yeah, that
it
could-
was the fucking two blades. But yeah, like it
Yeah.
had that thing where it's the two hands.
Well,
But they had
made 'em-
coverings that looked like boxing gloves.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's another one of those moments that you see brought up in every single Jackass movie where they are in pain or they don't want to do it anymore, and then
Yeah.
with suffering eyes look over at Tremaine and they go, "Jeff, can I stop? Jeff, please. Please, can I stop?" And he goes, "I think we need to do one more."
It's fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's when
The mark of a great director.
just get one more.
Just get one more. We've done it
Yeah.
400 times. Get one more.
So yeah, Steve-O got a paintball shot into his balls.
Yeah.
And then you
okay.
saw that.
Yeah.
That was awful. Oh, did I talk about...
Well,
oh,
there
we
was
did
the
talk
cup.
about the pogo stick because
Yeah.
Aaron McGeehee was trying out all of the cups.
Yeah.
And he
Oh.
got punched in the balls by heavyweight MMA fighter.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
softball.
UFC guy,
The
yeah.
softball.
Yeah.
Yeah, softball seems like relatively tame in comparison to what that fucking
The
dude did
puck
to his
was the next
fuck.
one. I mean, a hockey puck going 85 miles an hour at a cup.
Oh, it'd kill you,
Oh,
yeah.
God.
I would fucking kill you, yeah.
And,
That's terrifying.
And then ending with a pogo stick is kind of quaint in comparison.
No.
Yes.
No.
Well, the thing is, like, the minute it came up and Dave England's on the pogo stick, you're just like, nope, because you know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to miss
Yeah.
the cup. It's going to pinch it a certain way against
It's
the
not gonna
ground.
bounce.
No, it's not
No.
going to
You're gonna
bounce off.
smash
Yeah.
and crush. I think he really hurt his dick. Like, I think he had to go to the hospital after that.
Jesus.
I didn't write down exactly what happened, but the pogo stick was a real bad problem.
So the thing is, like, I don't know if it would, like, his balls would have exploded. Because all your balls are is just a very tightly wound ball of veins. That's
Yeah.
all it is. And the only reason I know that is my
Oh,
friend from
no.
university told me a story
No.
I had a friend.
where this kid fell out of a tree
Mm-hmm.
and cut his nut and he went to run away. And little did he know,
Oh my god, no.
he'd left something attached to the tree.
Oh, Lord.
And
That's
what
worse than the story I know.
What
Okay.
he told me will haunt me for the rest of my days.
Haunted.
Was
No.
the young boy crying,
Mm-hmm.
rolling it up as he went
Oh
back
my.
to the tree.
I had a roommate who twisted his testicle in such a way that it actually ended up having to be removed.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
He only has one, but he says that it was such pain that all he remembers was instantly throwing up and then passing out.
Wow.
Like he fell to his knees, threw up, and then he doesn't
Yeah.
remember. He blacked out. He said,
Well, that's super dangerous as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that can you can die from that. It's, yeah. Good times.
Dave England from Jackass also only has one testicle.
oh, I didn't know that.
Well, was it as a result of,
I think it was a
Wasn't
snowboarding thing.
oh, okay.
He used to snowboard.
Okay. All right, got you.
Credit scene. There's like 8 old men standing around
Yeah.
naked, completely unexplained. I don't know what they were doing.
See, that's the thing. Like, we're kind of we're expecting a Forever .5, probably. I think that's what it is.
There is a lot of stunts that you see at the end credits that you don't actually
No.
see to fruition, like in the film.
Yeah.
So,
There must be, and they must be
I
doing
mean, there's
a second
so
one.
much footage they shoot. that,
Yeah.
You know.
and then old footage of Chris Pontius laying down on a
Yeah. Lawn chair.
lawn chair or whatever,
those-
naked.
Chair,
Yeah, well, they were those like slutty calendar shots that they took for him. Yeah, that's what they were.
So I was going to ask you, like, which one's your favorite? And I don't think I actually answered that question. And I don't know.
Mine hasn't.
There's,
Yeah, my favorite hasn't changed from seeing 4.
I think there is a no. I like 4. I like 4 a lot, but it's not my favorite.
No.
When I think about the innocence, and the purity of like the first one,
Yeah.
which one had the car in the butt? Was that the first one?
That's the first one. Yeah.
The things I remember from the first one, the things
Yeah.
that stick
Is that
out.
the first one or is that the second one?
I'm pretty certain that's the first one.
Because there's the second one, the end again.
I get them confused.
Maybe
I think
it
that's
is.
that's the thing. Like,
Yeah.
But I really liked that. I'm gonna see if I can look it up.
Yeah. Well, no, you tell us what your favorite one is. We should have had the decency to let you say
Oh.
first as well.
Well, he said it before.
I already
but-
said, yeah, the second one is my favorite.
Oh, the second one's your favorite.
Yeah. I like the steps that it takes into being a movie.
Yeah.
I think it kind of comes into its own to that format.
It takes the necessary steps in order to actually scale it up a little bit as well.
Oh yeah, I do love the second one too, but I just seem to remember like all my favorite little pieces are from the first one, and that was the first.
Yeah.
That was the first one. The koi car, toy car,
Toy
X-ray.
car.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Blue's my favorite color. Yeah.
And then Bam's yelling at him from the car. He's like, "John, come over here, hurry up!" And he's just walking real slow.
Yeah.
He goes, "I just want to see if you run." He goes, "No,
Yeah.
I'm not running.
No.
I've got a toy car in my butt."
Yeah. No, I'm always going to say, like, there's such an influence to the first one, just with all of it tied so closely, knit to the TV show that, like, it's so small scale that that's the stuff I kind of prefer,
Yeah, and it's not like I'm ever gonna say I dislike any of them. I love them.
I think the first and the second one are the best ones, to be honest. I think the second one scales it up, and if they just decided not to do a third one, second one would be perfectly fine.
Well, and I also think
Close
it's
it out
nice
as well.
when you get the third one and you have all that fun camera work and stuff and all that weird shit that they're doing. And also Steve-O looks good. And it's nice that Steve-O looks good.
Yeah.
Yes.
He does not look strung out, you know.
No.
Yeah.
Well, they even say that when he starts drinking the sweat cocktail, and he's like, "What? This is the first cocktail you've had in 2 years, right, Steve?"
Yeah, I think there was like in the first one, he had said that there wasn't a scene that they'd shot where he wasn't on cocaine.
Right.
Like, he's just wired.
Yeah.
So I'm glad. I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Steve-O's a Florida boy.
The only way is up.
I think this is an easy question to you both is would you recommend people go see, we'll just talk, everyone should have already seen all the Jackass movies, but should they go see Jackass forever? What do you think?
I mean, I don't think that it's not like you're going to get anything lost in continuity.
Yeah.
Not really. I mean, I think that it actually is a more rewarding movie if you kind of grew up with it and have nostalgia for it. And
Yeah.
There's a benefit to that, but these movies are perfect for what they are.
Yeah.
They really are.
Yeah. I mean, it's not going to need my ringing endorsement for anyone to go and see it. If you already know it's out. Like, this film would barely need any marketing whatsoever, and people would fucking flock to go and see it because they know what you're expecting. But
I like that they do seem to transcend, like, levels of taste.
Yeah.
Everybody that I know that has seen Jackass on some level likes Jackass.
Yeah.
And again, I think it speaks to kind of the innocence of it, even that we were talking about earlier. It's really hard to, even somebody who is easily offended or whatever will probably end up smirking. At least they'll feel embarrassed maybe.
Yeah.
But it's hard not to laugh a little bit at these antics.
Yeah, no, because you kind of draw on a little bit of your own personal experience, and that there is a point where you've done something fucking stupid and fucked up that you can also be like, all right, okay, well, I just didn't film it. That's fine.
Yeah.
Right.
You give it for mass perusal.
I love pranks.
I know you love a prank.
Love pranks.
Yeah.
Sometimes Ryan will put on prank videos for me. Love it.
Yeah, I know what you like.
Yeah.
I know what you like.
And it's Jackass.
Yeah. It's like the simplest thing of like just finding her a video of a guy who's asleep who then suddenly wakes up and thinks they're going to die. It's like the funniest thing in the world to her.
I like people getting scared. I would also obviously recommend this movie. I mean, this is ingrained in all of our pasts and our youth and hopefully our future. I don't know what they're going to do, And this series and these people have spawned off so many different shows, and it's changed a generation of human beings, And I don't know, like I even tried to ride a skateboard one time. It did not work. I tried to ride a skateboard because of these videos. Also, my brother skateboarded, and he's very good. And so I'm like, oh, hey, teach me. And then what did I do? I just bust my knees. It never works.
Well, I used to skate. I think I had to give it up, though, because I was at 14, I went off a stair set, and I twisted over on my left ankle to the point where it was at a right angle. And I couldn't walk for like 2 weeks.
I mean, that's what happens. You're going to get messed up, if you're skateboarding. Like,
it's all fucked up, my fucking legs are done.
I'll get you skateboard.
What's that?
You can do some sick tricks.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what I can do in the fucking driveway. That's probably about as far as we're going to go.
And I fall over all the time.
I'll do a kickflip.
You do kickflip?
Kickflip. Thing is, I'm a little heavier, so if you do fall a little bit fucking harder when you're heavier as well. Like, gravity takes over. Like, things are kind of more fucked up. Yeah. So, I don't know how keen I am on that. Look, it's a lovely idea. We'll see.
Okay, great.
I would say let's just move on to the ratings. And then we don't need to rate 1 to 3. Let's just rate 4, I think.
Our guest, Josh, go first.
I mean, on a 0 to 5 scale, I would say that the movie itself, I give 4 stars, maybe 4.5. I think it's quite a lot of fun. Time will tell, though, on that, because I'm not sure how... I think all of these, I never quite know how I'm going to feel at repeat viewings. Like I said, 2, I watch all the time. 3, it's got its moments, but I certainly don't watch it as often. But as far as penises and context and representation, I mean, it's a solid 4.5, if not 5. Steve-O's scene alone is wonderful. I mean, it doesn't shy away from it at all.
No.
Yeah.
No,
So,
it does not.
Yeah, I'm pro all of that. So
Yeah.
Good.
Right, dog?
Yeah. I mean, I think the film is fine.
Oh, boy.
So I did laugh, but I didn't laugh as much as, say, with the first and the second one. And I kind of rate this the same as I rate 3, and I gave it a 3.5.
Okay.
It's kind of going down in my estimations just a little bit. But there are some bits in 4 that I think are better than 3. But I'm just not convinced by a lot of the new additions to the cast and stuff just yet. Because I feel like it's a bit impostery. Got imposter syndrome with this film. So I'm like, But I think there's some really ingenious stuff in this. And if you like any of the other Jackass things, like, you'll have zero issue going through this film. It's actually probably less gross than the other ones are.
Yeah.
So you'd probably have no issues with that sort of thing. But yeah,
Thank
no,
goodness.
in terms of like the context and the visibility and stuff for the dick things, because of the nature in which it's shown, and I guess like the innocence of it all, or at least the presumed innocence of everything, and like how comfortable these men are just being in their own naked presence for the most part. I mean, I would say, like, you know, on that scale, it would be maybe about a 4. Something like that. And obviously your visibility ends up being about a 5.
Yeah.
Just on the basis of just like, yeah, you see everything. Like, it's kind of like a colonoscopy. Like, you just don't have the tools in front of you, but you're seeing everything.
It's funny because
I know more about some of these men's balls than I probably know about my own. Like, that's how fucking visible they end up being.
Yeah.
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 It's interesting because when you think about context, and I wasn't really thinking about it as much until you guys were giving your ratings, but then when I think about context, these balls and these penises and these taints are in danger.
Yeah.
So maybe context is poor. These guys are in trouble. Like, there's bees covering dicks. There's dicks squashed into plexiglass. There's like balls being shot with paint guns. There's balls and dicks being smashed.
There's
and
a bear.
punched.
There's a bear. There's a fucking bear.
But this is all for our viewing pleasure, which
Yeah, oh, no.
knocks it out of the park. then.
Honestly, for visibility 5 stars, context, God, maybe it should be like a 1, but because Jesus Christ, those poor Aaron's danger balls, poor balls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll still give it a 4.5. I'll take away just a little half star for all the danger. And in terms of the film, I gave it a 4.5. It's not a 5 because I don't know about these new people. I agree. I'm feeling like they're just trying to take over my friend group, and I don't know who they are. It's like it's like when your best friend shows up with a person they've met from work, and they're like, "Oh, this is my friend from work," and you're like,
"The fuck are you drinking with this?" Yeah.
Like, I don't know you. And then they're
fuck you, Cindy.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, fuck you, Cindy. You've got in jokes with my friend.
Yeah.
I don't know you. So for that, I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
I don't know. I maybe I should have watched that little thing you watched at the beginning of the film that in the time that you saw it. But
well, I think the thing is, we didn't know that we would need to.
Yeah, I didn't know that there. I knew that I saw the trailer. Like, I knew there was going to be other people, but I didn't know how much they would be in every single scene.
Yeah.
Which is fine, but it's just like they've never really done that before. From what I remember, like, you'll have an odd person.
Apart from Eric Andre, I'd be like, just stick.
Eric Andre gets a pass.
I'd like a little bit more of him because he's fucking funny as fuck. But
he's very funny. Another guy that likes to take his dick out a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I think time will tell on that one.
And you're right also about, like, repeat viewings too, because I'll look back on my Letterboxd at when, like, last time I watched Jackass 3, I gave it like a 3.5.
Oh yeah.
And then I watched it yesterday and I'm like, 4.5.
Yeah.
It just depends on the mood too.
Sure.
Like, what am I digging right now?
Yeah.
You know, and it changes. I mean, that changes when I watch movies all the time.
Well, I think especially for something like this, I found myself laughing harder, maybe not enjoying it more, but I was performatively, maybe subconsciously, I was being a more performative laughter with watching it with friends than sitting at the theater by myself in a full theater everybody was laughing.
Yeah.
But I found myself getting caught into laughing, in a cycle of laughing a little more because I hear you, two people over, I think that has a lot to do with a
big
comedy
time.
like this.
And it's,
Well, that's the same. That's the same with going to watch effectively, quote unquote, bad movies in the cinema. It's like when we went to go see that Cobra movie together. That was instantly more enjoyable because we were there. Yeah, was it Snake Eyes? That was his fucking
Wasn't that
call.
what it was called?
Yeah, G.I. Joe Origins, Snake Eyes.
Yeah, that movie was fun.
Like we watched that movie, and that movie was fucking hysterical. It's
But
terrible, but
that's
fucking like so funny.
That's exactly what I'm
unbelievably
talking
funny.
about. Is like you were like, I don't want to watch this movie because it's trash, but I'm like, but we'll go and have a good time because we're laughing. It's like when we went and saw Suicide Squad at the theater, and how much fun that was.
Yeah.
That was like insanely.
The thing
fun.
is, Suicide Squad was a objectively it was a good movie.
Are you trying to say that Moonfall's not going to be objectively good?
Yeah,
I
Ryan.
don't know. I don't know yet. We
got
haven't
Roland
seen
Emmerich
it.
has never done me dirty. He's
Has
not
he
going to start now.
I mean, it is the
And I
most
know you like it
expensive
rough.
independent film of all time. That movie. You can't stop the moon from falling.
Oh, I cannot wait. We're
No.
gonna go see. We're all gonna go
can't
see
wait.
Moonfall.
Okay.
And I hope there's a dick in it.
I don't think so.
Well, I hope it. I hope
Patrick
it's.
Wilson, has he ever shown his dick?
Yes,
Really?
I think he has. I'll have to look on the
We'll have to look
website.
this up. Okay.
I think
Okay.
it was an HBO thing.
I mean, it
actually.
feels like he would have at some point. He seems like the kind of guy.
Well, he's the
that
same
would-
dude as in Hard Candy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the pedo one, the
I don't
pedo
have
movie.
time to look it up right now, but I think it was like Angels in America or something. Was he in that?
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I
his
think
penis
so.
is
That
in
Mike
that.
Nichols adaptation or version of
Yeah,
Okay.
Huh.
it's all in here, baby. I don't
Yeah.
remember much, but I got all those dicks on the
I
brain.
know. None
I
of us
remember
are.
full frontal Mary Louise Parker nudity in that. Yeah, that stuck with me.
Of course.
Yeah.
As it would be if I watched it.
I think I said something like a couple of weeks ago. Like none of us are brain surgeons, but we'll remember that one time in that film that we saw 10 years ago.
That's right.
Yeah, for the benefit of everybody else around us. If you start
Goddamn right.
choking on a piece of meat, I can't help you, but I will be able to reference that film from that time long ago in order to make you laugh.
Yeah,
right.
we can
fine.
beat a Captain Ron joke into the ground.
Yeah.
And on that note, I want to thank you both for joining me today and going to the movies today.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
was super fun.
Thank you for
And
having me.
Yeah, thanks for spending all this time with us. I know this half hour went a little long on a busy schedule, so appreciate that. And coming to you from Steve-O's bee sting ridden taint. I've been Laura.
I've been Ryan.
I'm still Josh.
That's right. And we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.
Goodbye.